it and it comes in under another name, they can rename themselves. They wouldn't have found it by mistake, right? Somebody's tried to invite them, so our numbers will be higher then. That's awesome.
Okay, so are we ready to start letting people in?
Maybe Gotham can rename himself first
Yeah, sure.
and change. Actually, let's see. Can we? No. Maybe Carson can rename him, or Eva, or somebody who's a co-host.
I don't see Gotham on.
I don't
our-
see Go.
He's under Andrea's name.
I can rename.
Ah,
I still don't.
so,
Andre in here.
okay, I confused myself. So thanks. Yeah, what is that? Yeah, I got the link from Andrea.
Hey, girls.
Galton, can you change your name?
Yeah,
I'm changing it.
Put it AAA Pace Setters.
I hope I spelled it correct. Maybe just double check.
yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
See,
Gautam, maybe put AAA, 3 A's.
yes, okay.
Okay, I think we should start letting in people because it's going to take a little while to get everybody in if there's 80 people.
All right, I'm omitting the 5 that are waiting.
Okay.
They're joining as we speak. Everyone can share their screen that needs to.
Okay, pace setters, if you're not talking, please mute yourself. Carson, go ahead and mute people. Fire at will.
Do we turn off our video as well when we are not speaking?
Yeah, maybe Andrea and Gotam, you can turn off your video and we'll bring you on at the end. And we'll just have the presenters.
So are we going to turn off our video for the
Just for Vez's
Yep.
video.
I think it should be okay, but it's in case it does, you just turn your videos off.
Okay. Do we have some guests, Carson?
We have quite a few.
Everyone that wants to be in is in now. There's no one waiting yet.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, just as they come in, just admit them, admit them, admit them.
Someone is AAA pay setters, but there's no name beside it.
Oh. Send them a chat.
How about Natasha, maybe? I don't know.
The way it shows up on my screen, everybody is AAA pace setters because there's not enough room for the name.
No, I see AAA pay setters, Carson Pitts, AAA pay setters, Allison Doff, so on and so forth. But there's one person with a AAA pay setters, and there's no hyphen, no name after, nothing.
Yeah, I see that one too.
Is that Gotham or
Just
Weird.
send them a private message.
could someone else do that for me? I got to let people in.
Yeah, I'll do it, Carson.
Thank you.
Allison, are you gonna keep the PowerPoint on when we're presenting as well or not?
This is, so I'm gonna have this is just to get us going.
Okay.
And I'm gonna stop sharing when I introduce you. Then you will do yours, Ava, blah, blah, blah. And then I will go back and do my PowerPoint.
Okay.
So this just stays on until I'm done the introduction part of it. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me. I can see some faces that have joined in. If you could please mute yourself when you join, and also we're probably thinking for bandwidth. We have quite a few people that have joined. Yay, which is so exciting. If you're not a presenter, if you could turn off your video, that would be helpful. We are going to be showing a video in a little bit, and we want to make sure we have enough bandwidth so that the video comes through nice and clear. We are hoping to start right on time at 7 p.m. and we're just letting everybody in. We will start at 7:01 to reward everybody for showing up on time, and everybody else will just have to come in as they come in. We've got a busy schedule and want to make sure that we have time to get through everything. So again, if you're not a presenter, can you please mute yourself and turn off your video so that we have enough bandwidth to show our video, please. And this is where Vesna says, yes, ma'am. Do, 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 do.
Can put some background music on.
Yeah, we should put some music just to while away the time. Got about 6 minutes to go before we start. So Carson, you're good on everything. You'll send me a text if we have some questions, and you'll let me know how many.
Yeah, I will. I'm just sending you a message right now to get the message thing started on via text, not the PM.
Okay. While I'm talking, I can't actually, while I've got my PowerPoint up, I can't see the chat.
No, I'm not sending it to chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How's the waiting room looking? More people to come in?
Yep. They're all joining right now.
Okay. Oh, look at that. We're up to 28 people, 29.
Hi, Allison. I'm wondering if I could do a group photo of your team either before or after. I thought it'd be nice if everybody else's is out and we can just do a screenshot of just your team for this.
Okay, we're missing one of our members right now, so can we do the picture at the end?
We can absolutely do that. I just wanted to put it out there, so.
Okay, thank you very much. And our Mama Bear Vesna is really good about getting photos as well, so I'm sure.
I was gonna talk about that too.
Yeah.
But I thought we could have all the guests actually turn their videos on so we can take the picture.
Okay, let's do 2 pictures. We'll do one of the team and then one of
Everyone.
Okay, so Mama Bear. Hello, everybody. We are now up to 34 participants. Welcome, everybody. We're going to start. Our plan is to start right on time at 7 p.m. So thank you for joining a few minutes early. We are showing a video shortly. So if everybody could please A, mute yourself, and B, turn off your video, because we want to make sure we have enough bandwidth for our video to be shown nice and clear and have the sound come out. So if you're just joining us now, please feel free to mute and turn off your video, and we will get started as soon as possible. Or not as soon as possible. We'll get started at 7. We have about 3 more minutes to go.
You plan to take the full 2 hours, Allison?
we are planning on the presentations taking 90 minutes. And then the last 30 minutes will be question and answer period. If we can get through it faster than that, we will. I realize it's Friday night and, you know, everyone's a little bit tired. So yeah, we're planning that.
Party time, come on, guys, no sleeping on Friday nights.
No offense, Vesna, but I think I'd rather party elsewhere.
Well, I'm sorry. I think,
That's okay, it'll be worthwhile.
I think
sure
Christina made everybody show up.
Well, it looks like you're getting a great crowd, so maybe I better go get my glass of wine.
Well, you can do
Okay,
whatever you want behind the
Now up
camera.
to 53 members. I just want to ask everybody who is just joining us now, if you could please mute yourself. And also, we're going to be showing a video soon, so we need all of your videos off so that ours can be broadcast nice. So mute and video off, please. And we're going to be starting in 2 minutes. We're going to start as close to 7 p.m. as possible.
Yes, we are being recorded.
Okay, we are 1 minute away from starting. If you're just joining us now, we're now up to 62 participants. If you're just joining, can you please mute yourself and turn off your video? We are showing a video and we want to make sure that ours comes through nice and clean for you and the sound and everything is good. So that would be much appreciated. Thank you very much. Once we start, one of the pace setters, can you please put that note out for everybody to mute and turn off the video as they come in, please? I'm going to say
I can do that.
not me, not Vesna, but maybe Ava, you could make sure everybody's muting and turning off their video.
I'm muting everyone, but I will send it into chat. So thanks.
Are we ready? I've got 7 p.m. on my clock and I say we get going. So I just want to say thank you very much to everybody for taking time out of your Friday night to join the Calgary Pace Setters Clubs here to take in this seminar, How to Increase Your Club Membership. We're very pleased that you could join us. Vesna, you need to mute yourself.
I'm not muted.
I know.
Oh, you want me to mute? Okay, never mind.
First of all, I want to do a few thank yous. I want to thank the team at Pace Setters for jumping in wholeheartedly to get this project done. We had very little time to pull this together. Plus, we were doing our club contest earlier this week. So this is a big thank you to the team for stepping up and saying yes when the call to action came out. I also like to thank Marcy from District 42 for all the help that she gave us, both in the public relations side, but also on the logistics. That was greatly appreciated. And finally, I want to thank all the area directors. I know so many of you were contacting your clubs, especially you were sending out the posters, you were sending out our promo video, and really getting the message out that this presentation was happening. And it's really, I really appreciate it because we have over 80 people that have signed up for this presentation. So way to go, everybody, for making this happen. All right, so our panel of speakers tonight, we are going to start with Vesna Ivkovic. She's the lady in the pink, and she's going to be showing a short video. She's also our past president. Next, we'll be going to Ava, who is our current president, and she'll be talking about our club culture and our membership. Our VP membership is Alex Campbell, and he will be giving a step-by-step process of how he attracts new members. Our Vice President of Public Relations is Natasha Kutriak, and if you don't have a good PR program right now, pay attention to what she has to put together. And then I'll be switching hats. My name is Allison Doff, and I am the VP of Education, and I'll be showing you how this role helps not only in membership attraction, but also retention. When the formal speakers are done, we will be bringing in 2 of our brand new members, Andrea and Gotam. Now, if you've been in Toastmasters for a long time, it's really important to look at it through the eyes of a new person, because we're used to all this craziness now, and for them, it's a big, scary world that they have to navigate through. So we're going to be talking to them at the end. And finally, I'd like to point out we have another member of our team, Carson. He is our tech team. He's our sergeant at arms. He's letting everybody in. And Carson is also going to be managing the chat line as well for us. Now, you might be wondering, why is Calgary Pacesetters doing this presentation? And I have to say, first of all, that we know what you're going through. Right now, Pacesetters is in a really good spot. We have over 30 members. We have an actively engaged membership, but it wasn't always like that. At one point in time, our club was on life support, and our VP membership, Alex, will talk to you a little bit about that, where we were at and where we are today. So while we'll be giving you tips and tricks and some processes, this is also to give you hope that you can rebuild your club, or you can build up your club. Now, I would hate to lie and say, or I'm not going to lie, another reason why we're doing this presentation is simply because our cruise director, Christina, asked us to do it. We are a small club in Southern Calgary. We're in suburbia. We just kind of keep our heads down and do the work. So to get tapped on the shoulder at first, I think a few of us were almost ready to say no, that, why us? But, like I said, when the cruise director calls, you answer. Yes, ma'am. Now, I just said that we're a club that keeps our head down and does our work, but apparently that's exactly the type of thing that Toastmasters appreciates and rewards. And I am extremely lucky to be following in the footsteps of 2 of our great leaders, Lena Alex and Zonka Buklavia, who have exemplified leadership, responsibility, and just have really set the tone for the executive and for our membership, that, you know what, if one of our members wants to go for it, we are going to rally around that person and ensure that they are successful. And when everybody rallies around and helps everybody, then really good things happen. Now, one of the first things that you're gonna notice is this really is a team-based approach. Now, none of us are actually going to talk about teamwork. However, you'll notice that while we each have our own individual roles, we all mesh together, and there's going to be a little bit of overlap, and there's going to be people helping wherever they can. So that's very important. 2, everybody on the executive takes full responsibility for their roles. Nobody is telling us, oh, by the way, don't forget to do this. By the way, don't forget to do that. There is none of that at Pacesetters. Everybody takes full responsibility. And because the executive is taking full responsibility, that then carries through to our meetings and to the rest of our membership, to the point where our meetings are run very tight, very cleanly, because everybody knows their role and takes responsibility for it. Now, you need to remember that Toastmasters is an extracurricular activity. There's people that are working full-time, looking after young kids, or maybe they're volunteering on other organizations. You have to remember that this needs to be fun. If your Toastmaster meetings are the highlight of people's week, if people are having fun, if people are excited to be at your meeting, then guess what? Your membership is going to increase. So always look to make your membership, your meetings, fun and exciting and full of enjoyment. We are handling questions in 2 ways tonight. So first of all, if you have a question, please use the chat function on Zoom. And please put your question to everybody. That way we can all see the questions and we can all learn, or maybe somebody asked something and that triggers you, oh, right, I want to ask this question. Please do not send a private message question to the presenters. It's been a long week, and if our presenters can answer the question once to everybody versus 10 times individually, that would be greatly appreciated. Now we'll be answering questions one of 2 ways. If it's a question that directly pertains to the speaker and we can get it out of the way really quick, then our Sergeant at Arms Carson will present that question. If not, Carson is going to hold the questions, group them together, and we'll take care of them all at the end of the presentation. And finally, this is Toastmasters, and everything is all about evaluation and feedback. When each presenter is done, if you could please send a private chat to that presenter, just saying, you know, what they did well, what they could improve on, did we miss anything, that type of thing. That would be greatly appreciated. All right, we are going to get started right away. I would like to, first of all, invite our first, help me welcome our very first speaker, our past president, Vesna Ivkovic. Now, Vesna is not just our past president, she's also our Pacesetters resident mom. And I wish everybody could have a Vesna in your club. Now, as the past president, Vesna didn't just cut and run. She stayed with our executive and made sure that we had everything that we needed. And then once the executive got up and running, she then became the person who fills in the roles, fills in the holes, whatever needed to be done. For example, now that we're 100% online, Vesna is now our video editor. And she goes and she takes the raw footage every single week and it compiles it into a lovely video and puts it onto YouTube. So this is just another example of someone jumping in, taking responsibility, and making the whole club successful. Everyone, please help me welcome past President Vesna.
Thank you, Allison. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My name is Vesna Ivkovic, and as Allison said, I am the immediate past president of Calgary Pacesetters. I've been a member of Toastmasters for almost 8 years. I joined together with my daughter. It was thinking to be her moral support. And here I am 8 years later, and I'm not thinking about retiring my Toastmasters hat. I love being part of Calgary Pacesetters and considering the members my Toastmaster family. We have members from every part of the world. And for many of us, English is a second language. We don't feel judged for having an accent or not speaking perfect English. Our club is friendly and welcoming to everyone, and many of our guests become members. What I like most about our club is the diversity and commitment of all the members, especially the executive board. Tonight, you will see some of the executive members present and show you why we are one of the best clubs around. We have great mentors and role models who give support to newer members. It's so rewarding seeing our fellow members learn new skills and become confident speakers and leaders. One of many reasons I stay in Toastmasters is to give back. Mentoring is a hallmark of success in Toastmasters program. Members excel when helped by more advanced members. With the advice and guidance they offer, mentors can dramatically improve a fellow member's Toastmasters experience. I am going to attach a mentor checklist in the chat box when I'm done with my presentation. If you think you could use some of these tips, please download this file. Alex Campbell, our mentorship coordinator and VP membership, keeps us older members or longtime members accountable. He assigns mentors to all our new members. More experienced Toastmasters such as Twyla, Eva, Mark, Lena, myself, and I apologize if I missed some of them. We will mentor and support our new additions, but we didn't stop there. All members are encouraged to help and support wherever and however they can. The perfect example of that is Allison, our chairperson tonight. She's our VP Education. She organized a boot camp with few of our members, Jesse, Natasha, and Zonka. They tried to help out with any questions about Toastmasters, about pathways, and word got out. She got recognized by our District 42 and was published on their website blog. I will let Allison talk about that a little more in detail after she has her part of the presentation. Now, since we started online meetings, we had to adapt to a new way of doing the meetings. I imagine it was a challenge for many of us. Transitioning to online meetings, it must be tough, but I want you to look at the positive side here. We're learning new skills. Technology is evolving every day, so we need to get on with the program. I tell that to my husband all the time. He hates technology. Another benefit of our club provides to its members is recordings of our meetings. If our members want to prepare for a role, they just go to our YouTube channel, open the meeting video, and they prepare watching somebody who's done that role many times, and they get the tips that way. These videos are not public. I was also asked to be the video editor by our president, and I have been editing videos and uploading them on our Calgary Pacesetters YouTube channel. I make separate videos of prepared speeches, and I provide them to the speakers. If they're comfortable enough, we make them public. If not, it's for their eyes only. That way they can review their videos or their speeches and improve for the next ones. I wish that we did that when we were meeting in person. I would love to see how I progressed since I became a Toastmaster. After I found out that we are going to organize this seminar, I put together some of the best things our club does and made a short 5-minute video. I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to share my screen and we'll let this play it out. And oops, okay.
Director, I get to go to many meetings. I visit many clubs, and I am always blown away by how Pacesetters conducts the meetings, the fun everyone is having, and the absolute warmth and welcome you show to all the guests, but also the members of the team.
It was interesting. I never attended anything like this in the past, so it was interesting to see different people's presentations, different people's feedback as well. And I took some learnings as well from the for some of the reactions that everybody had and some of the feedback that everybody had. So I thought it was great. Thank you for having us.
I am very impressed, and I love you guys. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate it. And thank you for having me.
Question 2 in the superhero category for the ladies. T'Challa, the king of Wakanda, is known as what superhero?
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Final answer, Black Panther.
Okay, ladies got a point.
When I went through everyone, the winner was congratulations, Lena. I just cannot believe that that's your real living room. It's a good thing you're an honest person. Otherwise, that just looks so festive, but it was great fun. So thank you for everyone who participated.
Tell me something, boy. Aren't you tired of trying to feel that void? Do you wish more? If you talk can be so hardcore, I'm born. In the nick of time, I feel myself falling for change. And in the time, I feel myself.
Please, all of us, I'd like to raise my glass to Alex for many more years as a Toastmaster member and many Tuesdays with us. Cheers to you.
Yes.
And there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I would like to thank everyone for attending the seminar tonight. I hope you guys find something in our presentations that will help your club become a great place for all the public speakers out there. Back to you, Madam Chair, Allison.
Thank you so much, Vesna. And I just have to say, this is a great example of teamwork that, you know, Vesna, not only did she create this video, but she also went one step beyond and she created all the posters for the public relations for tonight's event. And I'm just so thrilled. So this video was meant for you, but now we can now put this video on our website. We can put it on our social media. We can reuse this video in so many ways to attract even more members. So congratulations, Vesna, on a job well done. Next up, we have our president, Eva Gustafson. I am so happy to be serving my executive year with Eva because she is a person who I like to call has quiet confidence. She sets her goals and then she just achieves them, and she seems to do it absolutely effortlessly. Now, Eva also has a special talent, which I call letting us run. She set the tone for the executive year, and she told us what she all wanted us to do, but she's not looking over our shoulders and she's not micromanaging. If I need her help, she's always there, but it's my responsibility to get my own job done. Now, that's not to say that we don't have problems on our executive, because we have a lot of strong personalities for sure. However, Eva is able to stay calm and focused throughout the storms. Everyone, please help me welcome our president, Eva, as she discusses our club culture and what effect that has on our membership.
Oh, thank you so much, Alison, for such a warm introduction. And I have to say, I haven't seen that video Vesna just played. Wasn't it that amazing? I had chills. I completely forgot about what I'm going to talk about because I was so focused on that video. Even I'm part of the all presentations. So fellow Toastmasters, And if we have any guess, we don't, but my name is Eva Gustafsson. I'm Calgary Pacesetters president. I'm originally from Slovakia, and why I'm saying that, I'll tell you the whole story in the small speech or presentation. Why did I join Calgary Pacesetters or Toastmasters Club? Was because I was terrified of public speaking. I think most of us were, but not like me. I couldn't speak in front of 2 people. And actually, when my dad was celebrating 60th birthday, I just ran. And I felt so foolish because I couldn't say even toast to my dad for his 60th birthday. I made a decision at that time that I will never go through that again. And I said, I will make a toast for my mom's birthday. So I joined Toastmasters in February 2013. Hard to believe, it's already 8 years. And I will share with you why I joined Calgary Pacesetters. First of all, because I don't see anyone, but maybe just send me a quick message into chat. How many of you remember the day when you, for a very first time, stepped into Toastmasters meeting? I think most of us do. How did you feel? What did you think? And what actions did you take? So now, how many of you came for first meeting and joined? And then how many of you had to go through several clubs before you joined? And I have to say, I was one of them. I went through 3 clubs. Pacesetters was 3rd club. And that's why I would like to share why I joined Pacesetters and why I'm staying for last 8 years. So first reason I joined Pacesetters was I knew where the club is. And you might be thinking, of course you knew because you Googled it, you knew. But you know what happened to me in different club? I came to the building, but I had no clue where to go, what level, what floor they were at, and there was no posters, nothing. When I came to this club, it was in Chaparral, back then when we could meet in person, and big sign on the door said Calgary Pacesetters Club. I walked through the door and I saw another poster. Then I walked further and I saw another poster until I reached to the room where we met, or officers met. Second reason was I felt welcomed. Maybe you are thinking every club is welcoming people. I have to say, in one club, they didn't even know that I was there. I'm a pretty quiet person, I'm a very shy person, so I don't go and I don't want to be center of attention. So that's why I was quietly sitting in that club. Nobody even knew I was guest. When I came to Pacesetters, I felt as well prepared, even I came without anything. There was a cute little lady who said, welcome to our club. She sat me down and she went through about 1 minute agenda. And she told me how the meeting will be run. At this time, I felt so prepared. Even I came to the club, I didn't know anyone and I had nothing with me. Another thing is very important that I felt seen and heard. They asked me table topics, even I didn't want to speak. They asked me, what did I think about the club? And definitely the breaking point for me was many members in this club were with no English as a second language. And I felt like I belong. You know, many times I felt kind of outsider because I didn't speak properly English. And maybe you are thinking, what are you talking about? It's okay, it's fine. But I felt that way. And I believe many people who are from outside of Canada, they are immigrants, they feel the same way. And the most important thing is I was asked to join. Our VP of membership, he's incredible in that. He doesn't hesitate to ask people to join. So you might be doing all kind of things, everything to the dot, but you don't ask people to join. They don't know. If you are a new guest, you are not sure how it works. So you have to ask them to join. And last one, but not least, I was really looking forward to the next meeting. Now I have to say, our club officers, we went over a few things, what we can talk about. And I will be talking about 7 truths you have to recognize about your club. First one is does your guest or you, do you feel like you belong to the club? Does it feel homey? Now, is your club serious or fun? As Vesna was saying, or Alison was saying, the life is so serious. We have work, we have family, we have other responsibilities, and then we come to Toastmasters and we are serious again. Well, if you are serious, I guess the guests will run away because they want to have fun. Why not having fun? As you saw in the video, we have all kinds of meetings and fun meetings. Now, are you a team player? Why am I saying that? If one of you or some of you club officers, we take our club officer role we are responsible for our role. That's why we step into that role, that we will serve our club. Not only that, but through that we are learning for ourselves. We are learning, as Alison said, I delegate what has to be done, and it doesn't mean that I'm looking over people. So take your role and be responsible. And you have to be a team player, and I will be talking about that right now. What I mean by team player. What I like about club, we are working with our strengths, not weaknesses. Quite often we are looking at, oh my God, I'm so bad with organizing. I'm not following up with our guests. But you know what? How about you write down 3 things? What is your strength? I don't want to brag, but I have to say, I learned to say I'm very disciplined. What I say I will do, I will do. Many times I say I won't do it because I don't want to disappoint anyone. So I rather surprise them. But if I say I will do something, I will do it. Now, another strength, let's say Alison has, not only she's organized, she's a great planner, she's a great strategist. And Vesna, as they said already, she's our mama bear. I feel like if I need help with something, Vesna is there. She can find out everything about our club or even Toastmasters. VP of membership, Alec, he's great in follow-up. He's amazing in asking for sale, inviting guests. Some of us, we think it's normal, we should do it, but not everyone takes it that way. And our VP PR, Natasha, she has the gift of creation. She always comes up with something. You already saw the picture of all of us members with holding a sign. Natasha asked very gently to everyone, can you bring to the next meeting the paper with the word, what does our club represents to us? And all of us, she didn't have to ask twice, once, and all of us came with a piece of paper and the word. Don't be afraid to ask for help. That's why I'm saying we are working with our strengths, and I'm not afraid to ask Alison to help me with something, or Vesna to splice the video. They are really doing a great job. And from every meeting, we have to learn something new. If your members or guests are not coming back, maybe ask yourself, did they learn something from that meeting? Because if we feel we are wasting time, we will run away. And now we have to think about our guests, always step into their shoes. I ask a question, write it down. How did you feel? What did you think? What actions did you take? The same way feel our guests. Now, when you stay longer, when you become member, when you become club officer, then you are doing service for others. Now, I would like to talk about tips from pace setters. I believe when you became club officer, you sent a survey to your members. And if you didn't, don't worry. Let me just explain how I did it in our club. I sent it first to our club officers because I needed to find out what every club officer thinks about what we are doing good and where we can improve. Most of, or the common positive feedback was our club is supportive and very welcoming. Now we want to take it to the next year, right? But what can we improve in is our timing of the meetings. If we extend our meetings 5, 10, 15 minutes longer, our guests and even members can run away because they say, I cannot do that for 2.5 hours every Tuesday. So that's another one thing that we can improve. And I have to say, our Sergeant at Arms, Carson, is incredible. Every meeting he's reminding to everyone that we want to start at 7:15 and finish at 9 o'clock. Now, our club officers decided to have meeting at least once a month. So every second Tuesday of the month before our regular class or meeting, we have meeting and we discuss things, what we can improve, where we are at, how many members we have. And we have contest, we discuss contest and things like that. So I hope if you don't do that, you can incorporate it into your agenda for a month. Now, don't be afraid to ask for help your area director. I have to give a huge shout out to Irma, because anything I need, again, I don't know everything. If I'm president of Pacesetters, I don't know everything, and I always ask. And Irma is there within minutes. I'm not waiting a day or two. She's there always on the phone or email. So thank you, Irma. Each club has distinguished club success plan, and I want to point out a couple of things. One thing is our obstacle, as Alison said at the beginning, we were struggling at the beginning of the year because we were losing members. As the shift happened from meetings in person to Zoom, many people wanted to leave because they said they feel better when they do it in person. Well, we came as a club and we said, okay, what is our goal? What do we want to reach? Even at that time, we thought we cannot do it because we are losing members. How can we gain members? We set a goal that we are going to have net growth of 2 people, and we reached it. And I have to say, we set a goal for 29 people. I believe we are at 30, mark 30. Now, our club doesn't push members to do speech. They get inspired by other speakers and they present. We have almost every time 2, 3, sometimes I think it's 3, it's the max speeches. Now, the biggest thing for our club, as I was saying at the beginning, I felt like I belong. Our club is multicultural. One of our members, Richard, was doing a speech about 3 weeks ago, and he was talking about how many languages are spoken, not necessarily in our club, but how many languages are speaking our members. And it is 22 plus. So some members are speaking 2 languages, some of them 3, up to 7 languages. Now, another member, you see, we are working as a team. Another member, Andrea, sent me yesterday these great stats. Did you know that in Canada, there is 140 plus immigrant languages? And 7.3 million people in Canada speak an immigrant language at their home. So now, if you don't have people with different languages, I highly suggest to look into that, because I feel you are missing out. I'm not saying that because we are such a huge club with different cultures, but then we can invite our friends. We had people from Mexico, we had people from United States, from Europe. One lady was waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning, their time, so she could attend our meeting. So you can invite family members or friends. And the last but not least is we work with our strengths. As I said earlier, when I record the meeting, I send it to our VPPR and past President Vesna, and they splice up the videos, they put it on Facebook, on social media, on YouTube. They are so amazing at that. So again, share the strengths with others. Don't look at your weaknesses. Now, I was thinking, if some of you probably say, well, we are doing all of that. Now, I want you to put your hand on your heart and say, I know all of that, but do I do all the steps? And if you say yes, I have one more thing prepared for you. Last Friday, I went through our past members. When we were in meeting in person, we had a guest book and they were putting their name, their phone number, and their email. Now we are not in person, so we are having Excel sheet with, again, name, phone number, and email. Our VPPR, our VP of membership and VP of education, they have the Excel sheet always ready. Now I went to our Turbo base where we are scheduling our agenda and meetings, and I checked about 60 emails. I took only 32 emails, and I'll tell you why. Because I knew only some of the members for the last 8 years who were attending. Now I take it as it is kind of warm market, so they know me already. So they were probably happy to hear from me because I got a response from them. So 32 people got my email, I said, hello, we missed you. You were such a great contributor to our club. And I want to let you know that we are now in online meetings. If you would like to join us sometimes, here is the link. I'll send you links. So they had to reply to the email. 10 people got back to me within 42 hours. 4 people within 72 hours. 6 people joined our meetings they said they will join meeting on Tuesday, plus 2 other club officers actually joined last Tuesday for the contest. From those 6 plus 2, 7 people, 5 people already joined on Tuesday. 4 people will join us in the fall. They actually made a commitment. They will join us. 1 person will join our club in person meetings. 2 people cannot join for a personal reason, and 1 joined. 14 people got back to me. That's mean 45%. I think that's great. So why we are focusing on how can we get guests if we have already emails and phone numbers from our past members who already were participating and they know quite a lot. Now, in conclusion, I want to say, take care of your guests, because when they visit, it's about them. But when they stay, then they serve even other members. Be a team player and use your strengths, not weaknesses. Be active in your club and ask for help. Invite past members. Think about different cultures. Invite them to join. And the most important is follow up. The fortune is in follow up. So from our club to yours, I wish you success in your club, and I hope you are going to have many new members. Madam Chair, Alison.
Thank you so very much, Eva. That was an excellent, comprehensive presentation from the point of view of the president and how that role can help you increase your membership. So it's not all on the shoulders of your VP membership, it's on everybody's shoulders. Everybody is responsible. Thank you very much. I just want to confirm that everybody is on mute. If you just make sure, just look at your screen, make sure you're on mute. If you're not talking, that would be greatly appreciated. And questions, we don't have a single question yet. I guess maybe we've answered everything well, but if you have anything at all that you're curious about, please just throw it out there. We'd love to hear from you. Now, I would like to invite everyone to help me please welcome our amazing VP of Membership, Alex Campbell. Now, we are especially lucky here at Pacesetters because Alex has been with Pacesetters for, get this, 25 years. Wow. And every single week, we get to benefit from his experience, his creativity, and his leadership. He's also another member that has quiet confidence. Every week, he gently guides and teaches us our roles, how to speak better, how to do everything better and more creative. As well, he's an absolute master at table topics. I swear he does them 100 different ways. We never know which way it's going to come. And if we have a particularly difficult theme, Alex always finds a way to bring that theme to life and to make it relevant for everybody. So without further ado, I would like to invite our VP membership, Alex Campbell, to take the stage. Thank you.
I'm just going to get my screen up. There we go. Well, thank you, Alison. That was a wonderful introduction. I guess after 25 years, you may conclude that I'm a slow learner. But at any rate, I have enjoyed being a member of this club for 25 years. I've also been the VP membership 5 times, so I think I can bring a little perspective to what has worked for us and what hasn't. Our club was founded by Irene Murray. She was a professional speech coach, and she founded over 15 clubs. Ours was one of the later clubs that she founded. Irene passed away a couple of years ago, but when I was first with the club, and now my, what's going on? There we go. When I was first with the club, the first 10 years, Irene was in her prime. She was a very prominent Toastmaster in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. And our club was the one that she really focused on. So when anything went wrong, any problem came up, Irene would step forward and do it. However, it became, got to a point where Irene's health started to fail, and she soon started to be unable to come to meetings. And I think the problem we had is that our membership was really not ready to take over from Irene. Now, why am I having problems now? At any rate, we ended up having a time where we only had 6 or 8 members come out to a meeting. And as any of you know, in smaller clubs, that can be a very challenging exercise to wear all the different hats to have a meeting when you only have 6 or 7 members. Our low point was when we hit, almost went into bankruptcy. We had an inexperienced treasurer who contacted the executive and said, gee, I don't have any money in the bank and I've got a lot of bills here I've still got to pay. So what happened is we a number of us anteed up our dues for the coming season and were able to pay off the bills. But then we made 2 major changes, and I'm very frustrated that my slides aren't working. Here we go. We moved from a place that was costing us a lot of money to a school which charged no rent, and it was the most southerly club in Calgary. Also, I think our membership finally decided we were going to make this club work, and we stepped forward to run the club in Irene's absence. Now, one thing about our new location, it meant that we had a lot of guests. And the reason for that, I think, is because we were the most southerly club. All the new areas that were being built in the deep south were a prime area for us to attract people. They were young people and young families moving in. So when people would look at which was the closest club, Paysetters came up. And I think that's one of the reasons we had a lot of guests. So we started building our membership back up, and we found that we had a group of dynamic leaders that emerged from this group of people who were very committed to Toastmasters and committed to our club being successful. And I would say right now, of our membership of 30, I would say at least 1/3 of us are what I would call dynamic leaders. And I think that's a very key thing to making a Toastmaster club successful. When a guest comes to a meeting and he can see some very competent members that are presenting themselves well, speaking well, and interacting with them effectively, this impresses a guest and causes the guest to join. So what have been our sources for our new members? Well, we've always been extremely successful with our website. We've gone to a lot of effort to make a good website, and we found that the majority of our new guests come through the website. We also are on social media now with a Facebook page, and we get some members from that. And we also get members that come through the Toastmasters International website. And of course, we have member invitations and personal referrals. Some things that haven't worked so well have been open houses. We have them probably every year, but we seldom seem to attract a lot of visitors at our open houses. We did a speechcraft many years ago when Irene was active. It was a summer session of 8 meetings. And the idea was, it was a mini Toastmasters course. And we tried to attract people to come to it, and hopefully they would become members. We did have a fairly good turnout to our 8 meetings. However, we did find that only one person actually joined, and it was a tremendous amount of work doing that all summer long. The other thing I've learned is when you do get a guest inquiry, we invite them obviously to the meeting. A lot of them, even though they indicate very strongly they're going to come out, they don't end up showing up. And I used to go after them to encourage them. The odd one would come, but in a lot of cases, for whatever reason, maybe they've been to a different club, maybe something else has happened. I was never very successful in getting more guests from these folks who were a little shy to show up to one of our meetings. Also, pursuing past members. I know that Eva has just done it and found some success in that. We have past members that do join our club and then take a hiatus, then come back. Some of them have done it 2 or 3 times. I think it's just a matter of when they feel that something has happened in their life where they feel they need a little refresher in Toastmasters. So I'm really frustrated here with my screen, but at any rate, what do we do when we invite a guest? We send an email to them, and the email, of course, shows where our meeting is located and the time of it. I try to give them a hyperlink to the Pathways program so they know a little bit about that. We tell them what they'd have to do to join as far as applying and how much the fees would be. And that is a fairly extensive email. And I had an example here, but unfortunately my PowerPoint is misbehaving. Then when the guest actually visits, we try to really focus on the guest when they come. When we're meeting in person, I try to, first off, I give them an agenda and we have a little visitor package. And then I ask them to sit with an experienced Toastmaster who can explain the meeting as it's going on. Now that we're online with Zoom for our meetings, that's a little harder, but during the meetings, I try to send text messages to the members to find out what they're looking for in visiting Toastmasters, because if you know what they're looking for and know what Toastmasters can offer and you can marry those together, then that satisfies a need and encourages them to want to join. During a normal meeting, I would talk to the visitors during our break, possibly after the meeting, and again, try to find out just how Toastmasters could help them. I ask them if they're interested in joining, and if they are, I say, I can provide you with an application. Overall, the main effort on a visit is to make a fuss over the person and make them feel welcome and special. Then after the meeting, I also send out a post-meeting email. I thank them for attending. I outline some of the history of Toastmasters and something about the rest of the members of the club. I explain that we're all there to support them, and that I also tell them that if they join, a mentor will be assigned, a senior member who can help them through the initial few months of getting into Toastmasters. I invite them back for another meeting, and if they've indicated an interest in joining, I will send along an application to them with the email. And again, I have an example of an email that I sent out that unfortunately isn't coming up. Now, once we have somebody that has submitted an application and paid their dues, then of course, the first thing we do is we enroll them with Toastmasters International, and we advise the club executive of who the new member is. We make sure they get started on Pathways, and we assign a mentor. And then as the mentorship coordinator, I then try to follow up periodically to just see how the mentor-mentee relationship is going. Now that's all I had pretty well to say about my role as a VP of membership. I would be happy to answer any questions right now or at the end of the meeting. And I apologize for how poorly my my screen sharing is gone.
Thank you very much, Alex. Great job. I think we got the message through, and it's yes, I agree. You put so much time and effort into your PowerPoint that it's a shame that it froze up, and I'm really not sure why that happened. Again, I'd just like to invite everybody who's watching. We are now up to 88 people that have signed on to watch the seminar. So again, thank you so much to everybody who came out and took time out of their Friday evening to join us here tonight. I hope you're getting the information that you need. Please, 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 if you have any questions, put them in the chat bar. Our Sergeant at Arms Carson is waiting by, and he's going to be collecting these questions, and we'll be answering them at the end. Natasha, I'm just going to let you know you are upside down. So we don't have any questions for Alex, so we'll get you to turn off your video, Alex, and we will bring up our Natasha, you're still upside down. Okay, so a little bit of thing on Zoom, when you go to your video thing, it will say on the top right-hand corner, it'll say rotate 90 degrees. So go to your video settings. Go to your video settings. And then at the top, when you see your face on the video settings, on the top right corner of your face, there you go. You got it. Sweet. Okay. It's okay, Wendy, we got it. If you want to turn off your video, we can, we'll keep going here. All right, so let me introduce to you our Vice President of Public Relations, Natasha Kutriak. Now, lest you think that our entire club is just filled with veteran members, trust me, it is not. Carson, Natasha, I, and our VP Finance are all what I like to call middling members, in that we are all have just joined the club between a year and 2 years. So we're all new members who have stepped up to take leadership roles. Now, I have to say that Natasha takes her role of VP PR very seriously, and she has a definite public relations plan. If you're not on social media, if you don't have your own website, then please pay attention to what Natasha has to say. It's a lot of valuable information, because it does play, your public relations does play a valuable role in attracting new members and also spreading information to your members once you have them. So everybody, please help me welcome our VP PR, Natasha Kutriak.
Thank you very much, Allison. Wow, I'm not sure you guys will trust me now if the VP PR of social media can't figure out how to get her video the right way. Sorry, that's the first time that's ever happened, and I'm not sure how to explain it. Welcome, everyone. I kind of wish Allison would have stopped pointing out how many people are participating, because that makes it a little more nerve-wracking. But nonetheless, I will begin. As she said, my name is Natasha Kutriak. I've been a Toastmaster in Pace Setters for almost 2 years. I was another member of a club overseas when I was living over there temporarily, and Pace Setters has changed my life. I think that's a common theme that we've all said. I absolutely love it, and I hope through my presentation I can show you how I love it and how you guys can show what there is to love about your own clubs through social media. So I will start to share my screen. And now that my confidence is quite low with the video upside down. Okay, someone will holler if this doesn't work. So I'm going to talk to you about the VP PR role, specifically using social media on growing and retaining club membership. So a few weeks ago, District 42 had a leadership seminar, and we were having some good discussion, and maybe some of the other clubs are here listening today. And the question was brought up to myself on how we have so many followers on our Facebook page. And I wish I could take credit, but it actually has nothing to do with me. It was all of the previous VP PR members of our club that started our social media platform many years ago. So this is the theme of my presentation, that if you haven't started on social media, or if you're not really engaged in the pages that you have, the best time to plant a tree was yesterday. So I hope that encourages everyone to get on it and start growing your platforms out there on the internet. A brief outline. Oh, something's, sorry. A brief outline of what I'm going to talk about is just what platforms we're on and what I call the laws of social media. So rules that I try to follow that I feel make myself more valuable out there. And hopefully I'll give you a few applicable examples that you can implement on your own pages. So sticking with the tree metaphor, I love metaphors. I look at the Toastmasters International Organization as the structure of any club, right? They have good resources. There's the VPR book that we can all follow, and they give us a lot of information, but it's what we do with that and what we do with that through social media that can actually grow our clubs into a successful, blooming, broad, big, strong tree with lots of members. And again, the theme is not just attracting members to your club, but supporting your existing members so they stay in your club and it becomes a strong, strong club. So the platforms that we use is our website, Facebook, and YouTube. And I made TikTok a little smaller because I occasionally make videos on there, but it's not that common. So others that we do not have existing platforms on, but you could use would be Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Now, are any one of these 6, 7 platforms better than the rest? No, I think it's how you use them together at the same time. Because if you look at any club, there's multiple different types of people. So, and just like the platforms, they are all different and have a different role. So I think the more platforms you're on, you're essentially spreading your roots wider and you can potentially and hopefully get your word out there to more members and grow your club membership. And the best thing about all of these platforms is they're all interlinked. So it's very easy to create something on one and share it on the other. And that at the end of the day saves you a lot of time and is very effective. So I'm just going to talk about the differences. Our website is the most complete. It has the most broad information on there. It's where we direct most inquiring members to get more information. Facebook is little briefer information. There's probably a link to our website for more of it. It's probably where we post the most frequent. It's a high traffic area. YouTube, the same, similar to our website, we have longer videos that we make where members can get probably the best taste. They can see virtually what goes on at every meeting. So they all do something different, but together we utilize them to be the most effective as possible. And that's how we can spread our roots as far as we can. Okay, so now I'm going to go through, I have 5 rules that I follow. I like to keep things simple because I can't remember much more than that. So the first thing that I think about social media, it's a good way to show how you can stand out from the others. Not only are you trying to make your club stand out from other Toastmaster clubs, but you're also trying to make the Toastmasters organization stand out from all the other self-development, personal growth organizations that are out there. We all know there's endless opportunities that people can get involved with. And I think social media is a very good way to show your unique style and how you can stand out. One way that we did this at Pacesetters is we created our own unique website domain, and we created it completely from scratch. And I say we, Vesna, which I think you guys have already met, she did a lot of work, so I really have to commend her. But it is it's a club effort. Everyone contributes to it. But giving our own domain that we do have to pay for goes a long way for showing our uniqueness and helping us stand out. And I was going to show you our website, but I figured that I'll let you click and explore it on your own time and increase our traffic through it. So Just a little foreshadow, trying to get you guys onto our website. This picture's been used before, just showing the uniqueness of our club. We're all very supportive, very energetic, very encouraging people, and I think this picture shows it. And no matter what club you are, every club has a unique style, and I hope you can just find that style and show it to the rest of the world so they can get involved and join you on the journey. So those that aren't aware, I feel like this is common knowledge nowadays, but nonetheless, it's all about traffic through your platforms. So you need, just like the biggest billboards out there are the most effective, the more times you can get your club out there visible on any internet platform, the more beneficial for your club. So we do that through multiple linking, tagging, and sharing. So there's a lot going on in this picture. So this picture is actually a video from our YouTube page that I shared on our Facebook page. And in an attempt to get more people to see our Facebook page, I shared a Facebook page of our club on my own personal page. I hope you followed me there. I have more personal followers than I do on the Pacesetters Facebook page. So by sharing it on my personal page, I got all my personal followers to come look at our Facebook page. So if you have members in your club that have large personal followings or just anyone, the more times they share your club's content to the greater audience, the more effective. And you can see I always tag or link our club's name there so people can click it and then they're on our Facebook page or our website or our YouTube page. Anyway, you can do that. The more interconnections you can make, the more effective. It just increases the audience out there watching you. So I did highlight down there, we had 50 likes on this post and 15 comments, which is one of the higher interactions. Okay, my third point is consistency. And actually all of these points come back to just basic service industry skills, right? You want to service potential members and your existing members. So with consistency of your posts and interactions, I think you show that you're trustworthy, you're energetic, and you're proving your commitment to support them. So we try to do daily posts. Do I succeed? Sometimes, but it's a rolling target. But I try to do at least daily posts on my Facebook through links from our YouTube page or our website. And for those of you that aren't familiar, if you create a Facebook page, there's lots of handy tools. And this is a screenshot on the left of our Facebook page. And you can see this insights. It shows you how many people you've reached, engagements, and likes within a set amount of time. You can change that. But I try to focus my attention on that so I can see once I'm following behind, the numbers turn to red. And that's really good motivation for me that I have to get out there and find something creative or just post more content to get people engaged. So there's lots of tools that you can use. That's probably my best one. My fourth rule is to be quick in your interactions and remembering that you don't have to have all the answers. So this is another screenshot from our Facebook page, and you'll notice hair salons, businesses, basically any Facebook page will tell the audience how quickly they respond to a message. And I think that is so important to show your dedication to them. If you wait 2 days to respond to a message, they're probably going to think that you don't really care or not all engaged. So right now it's a few hours. I'm working on that. I'd like to get it less than an hour, but we keep on striving. And when I say reply, I don't have to have the answers. If they ask a hard question that might be for Alex or Eva or Vesna, I just acknowledge it by saying, thanks for your message. I will look into this and get back to you as soon as possible. I think that goes a really long way. Same if someone likes our comments or comments just great post, I always try to like and say another positive back just to keep that engagement going, that we're here to support them. Okay, so point 5, I like to make my list short, but point 5 actually has 3 points. I just like the number 5 better than the number 8. So number 5 is all about making content creation easy. Because I understand when I first came into this role, my previous Zonka, the VPPR before me, was exceptional at it. She gave me lots of tips, but there was really big shoes to fill, and I was a little intimidated. So the next 3 points will be about how you can make content creation easy. The first one is there are so many free programs out there to make pictures or videos so easy. They have templates, you just upload some photos, a few words, it spits it out, it's beautiful, and it saves you time. I would recommend just typing into Google free social media creation or free video creation, and you'll get a list and you can choose the one that you're most comfortable with. My top 2 are Canva, you can see on the left. You can see all of the Toastmaster posts I've made. And once I make one template, once I'm repasting, such as like a meeting invite, I just change the dates. And it's very efficient. And then I have a whole new post. And Vimeo is the video creator. I just upload a bunch of clips. It organizes it, puts some music, makes it lovely, and then you have a finished video. So don't be afraid to rely on outside sources, and there's plenty of free ones. So 5B, again on Facebook page, I said this is probably the page I use the most. Once you log into your page, on the left-hand side, there's a whole bunch of tools, and I would suggest everyone spend some time going through them and getting some good ideas on how the page can help you promote your page. This one at the bottom is huge. It's called Publishing Tools. And then this is the window on the right-hand side opened up. You can schedule posts. So I don't spend every night making my posts. I usually spend 1 day a week, and you can make them all at once and then schedule them to come out at certain days and times. Another trick I try to do is I try to have the posts appear on people's feeds either first thing in the morning, at lunch, or right after 5 o'clock. Because I'm sure most of you around there knows what we do at those times, whether we like to admit it or not. Whenever we're outside of work or have some free time, we open up our social media and start scrolling. So that's why I time it for those times, so it has the best chance of being at the top of people's feeds so they can see it. Okay. So this is my last point, and it's probably my most important one. And to be honest, it should more likely read, don't do this alone. There's absolutely no reason to do this alone. The internet, and Toastmasters in particular, has so much content out there that's free for you to use. I don't want to use the word steal, because as long as you give them credit, it's all right. But this screenshot I took is when I just went into Google or Facebook and I just typed Toastmasters. And there's hundreds, probably thousands of clubs pages out there making their own content. And so I actually spend a lot of time following those other pages, being engaged in their page, which leads them back to our page. And then it also gives me ideas on what to post, or I can just click that share button of a post they've made and it appears on our page, giving them credit, but it still is on our page. So do not do this alone. And I have to thank Eva. She gave me credit for being creative. And I was like, am I? Or I do a lot of research and I find a lot of other creative ideas and bring them back to our own page. So I used Facebook as an example, but LinkedIn, YouTube, there is endless Toastmaster themed content that you can just share on your own. And I think it's a two-way street, and I've kind of gotten into good conversations and gotten good ideas from other clubs, and it's a good way to share ideas. And also on that, not the bigger outside world, but I also rely on all my club members, not just the exec, but the exec in particular, on ideas and content. Eva, Alex, everyone's always saying, you should share this, you should share this. And they send it to me and I just click share, done, easy. So do not do this alone. There's plenty of content already out there that you can share. There is merit in doing your own posts though, the originality of it, but I think the more that you can have, the better. And stopping my list, this is my golden rule, which I think all of my fellow execs also said. Have fun and show your club's uniqueness. We're all unique and all clubs have their own unique style, and don't be afraid to show that. So this is one post that I wasn't sure would be well received. One of our more experienced members who does a very good job in Toastmasters, his virtual backgrounds would always match his mustache color. His mustache would blend into the virtual background, and it kind of became a running joke that I was wondering, like, what color would Mark's mustache be? And I shared that, and people loved it. It got lots of good feedback. So you don't have to be serious and, with concrete tips all the time. Have some fun and just show your club's uniqueness. And actually, if Mark's in this meeting, I apologize. I don't know if you saw this on the Facebook page, but it was very well received. And lastly, I just want to remind you of the quote I started this presentation about, was the best time to plant a tree was yesterday. So if there's been any hesitation or you've been putting it off or not engaging as much as you should, don't waste, just get on there and start clicking and sharing and having some fun, because you'll build your own networks, and it's kind of fun to see what other clubs are doing out there, and you can build your own club in the meantime. And with that, I will take any questions.
Excellent job, Natasha. Thank you so very much. We actually have 4 or 5 really good questions for you. However, we're just a little bit over time. So what we're going to do is we're going to save your questions till the end, and Carson will have those ready for you. So you can you can read through them, and then at the end, you'll be ready to rip through all the answers. Is that okay?
Perfect.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Natasha. You did a great job. I hope you had a good day skiing.
I did. It was fantastic.
Oh, good. Oops. Okay, so now I need to share my screen. Okay, now I am changing hats right now. I'm taking off my Toastmaster hat and I'm putting on my VP Education hat. And I'm going to talk to you about how the role of VP Education is important in not only attracting new members, but retaining your existing membership. So first off, the reason I joined Pacesetters is I really wanted to take my public speaking skills to the next level. I have my own adventure blog, and I do presentations that will inspire people to go out and do their own form of adventure, whatever that is. Now, I did visit a club in my own local area, and they were delightful. However, the Pacesetters Club had a real depth of speakers that I felt would really push me to develop my craft as the best I could. And I have to say, I've not been disappointed that they really do strive for that extra little bit. They don't let anybody off easy. Now, as I mentioned earlier, that I am also one of the middling members. These are people that have been in the club for about 1 to 2 years. So I joined the club December 2019, which means I became VP Ed, just 6 or 7 months after joining. And now I've only been in the club like 15 months and we're already hosting an event like this. So don't let your new members off easy. And I've got 2 of my brand new members here tonight that are going to speak to you as well. So when new members come in, like, grab on, give them roles and start making them responsible, because then they're going to get more and more engaged in the club. Now, for me, I find that my number 1 role as VP Education is just to support our membership and just to ensure that they can be absolutely as successful as humanly possible. Now, my background is marketing and communications. And so if you're the VP Ed, you're the one probably sending out your weekly emails. Now, Alex has the guest invite list, which he gives to me. And every single week, I'm sending out an email to everybody on that list so that Pacesetters is top of mind. And if people are shopping around, going to different clubs, if they're not getting a weekly email from that club, then they are getting it from me. So give yourself a fighting chance. I do 2 different emails. I do one as a Friday. It's a follow-up from the last meeting. We show the video, we say who won the awards, and we introduce next week's theme. And then the Tuesday email before our meeting that night, I go through if there's any outstanding roles that we need to take care of. That's when we take care of it so that our meetings can start on time with all of our positions filled. Now, once we get a new member, and Alex has done his orientation email, which unfortunately you didn't see, I then send out my own initiation or orientation email. And this is the stuff that I want our new members. This is the expectations. I set those expectations early and hard that I want them on turbo base and I want them on the pathways, and they gotta get going. Don't wait. Set the expectations early so that the club members can dive right in and start becoming quality Toastmasters and getting on their learning path. Okay, now it's very important that you know when your new members are successful and when they're not successful. And the only way to do that is to set a quality benchmark. Now, these are the 3 factors that I use as in our club. First of all, they have to sign up for pathways, and 2, they need to do their icebreaker speech. Now, if you're a VP education, this is not earth-shattering news for you. This is pretty basic 101 stuff. I also must have everybody on turbo base. If they're not on turbo base, then they're not signing up for roles, and that is not going to progress them, and it's not going to progress the club. And this is one of those soft skills. I'm always watching our members, and even on online, I can still do this when our online Zoom members, I am watching all of our members and I'm making sure that they are making connections with other people in the club, that they are finding a friend, that they're finding their community. You know, it's one thing to be welcomed as a guest, but then if you continue in a club and you're not connecting, then you know, how long are you going to stay in that club for? So as I really see that as part of my role is to, you know, make sure that people are befriending and getting friends and moving forward that way as well, so that they'll be more engaged in the club. Now, this is our level of, this is what we say that we want our club new members' success to be. However, your club and your culture and your members are different, so you get to decide what you want to do. For example, one of our members, he's new to us, but he was a member in Great Britain for 7 years. He belonged to a lunchtime club, and all that they had time to do were table topics. So the success factors for members in that club is going to be completely different than the success factors that we have here. Now, I just want to talk just a moment about that word success and people being successful. I was at our area director meeting a long time ago when I first became joined the executive. And one of the members from another club kept saying, oh yeah, everyone's really supporting me. Everyone's really making sure that I'm successful. And I really appreciate all the support that I'm getting. And unfortunately, that does not make a club. If all that you're there for is to get the support, and if you're not there to give the support, then that doesn't help the club. So if we could do it by ourselves, we would, but we join a club because we need help, and receiving help means we also have to give help. Now, how do I keep track of my members? Natasha always bugs me that I'm like creeping everybody's pathways, and I just want her and everybody else to know that that's part of your job. You're supposed to creep everybody's pathway and see where they are. Now, there are some tools on the Toastmaster International website, but I find them clunky and difficult to deal with. So I have created my own spreadsheet, and I can see at a glance, okay, has everybody signed up for their pathways? Yes, because I've got leadership development or presentation mastery. Who's done their icebreaker and who hasn't? It's boom, it's right there in front of me. If someone hasn't, or if they've done their icebreaker, but they haven't done the next sections of their level 1, this is an opportunity for me at a glance to say, okay, I need to contact their mentor. You know, maybe the mentor needs to check in. Maybe I need to send them a direct email saying, are you okay? What's going on? Do you need help? Are you stuck? Do you need some ideas? But I can't know if somebody needs help if I can't see it. Now, the other thing is it helps me know who has finished their level but hasn't actually signed off on their level. So an example of that, I'm going to call out our past president, Lena Alex. She had actually completed her level 4, all of her requirements, and she actually had them done for quite some time. And it wasn't until we emailed her and said, hey, are you going to sign off on that she did. And that's important for the club because that gave us one more point for our, I don't know, the president's award. I'm not sure. Ava takes care of all that. So it helps us to keep track to make sure people are, you know, doing that final check mark. All right, now using the chat, please tell me how many people here run their own business? Or how many people here are responsible for sales for their company? Now, if you're either one of those two people, then you will know this very basic tenet, that it's easier and far less expensive to retain a customer than it is to gain a new customer. Now, of course, in Toastmasters, our customers are our members. And it takes a lot of time and effort, both like for Natasha and for Alex, to go out and recruit all those members. And if you aren't selling to those members over and over and over again, then those are very expensive new acquisitions. So I like to say reselling to a customer is viewed in renewal periods. So as our new members are coming up to their first renewal period, they're still very expensive. We're putting a lot of time and effort into training and helping them, you know, learn their roles and stuff. That's a lot of time and effort on the club's part. So if they don't renew after one renewal period, that's a lot of time and money that's gone out the door. Now, when you get to the middling members like myself, Natasha, and Carson, now we are starting to repay that return on investment. We're now at a point where now we're giving presentations. We're at the point where now we're mentoring other new members. So now we are becoming more valuable because Toastmasters has sold to us over and over and over again. Now, of course, the veterans are your gravy. This is where, you know, these are people that are fully trained. They've been mentors over and over and over again. So really need to think about your own club makeup and what your membership base looks like. So for us, we have 14 veterans, but we have 15 in the middling and the new members categories. So we have a really nice mix going on of new, middle, and old. And that's very important. Now, if your club is only veterans and there's not very many new people, maybe you guys are like a really tight-knit group and it's hard for the new member to break into that friend group. Or maybe you're a revolving door. So maybe you get the new members in, they come for the training and they leave. So what's happening that they're not taking ownership of the club? What's happening that they're like, why aren't they then taking on leadership roles and starting to give back? Because that was one of the things that Ava mentioned in her thing is that, you know what, she got her training years ago and she could have left the club years ago, but she chose to stay and to help the next generation. So if that's not happening in your club, you need to look at what your membership base looks like and what you can do to turn that around. Okay, I know for a fact that Pacesetters were not the only club that had major online woes. As I believe it was Ava mentioned, we lost so many members as soon as we went from in-person meetings to online meetings, and it was a real blow. In our initial Zoom meetings, it was like 9 people. Like it was so small. Everybody had a role, and there wasn't a lot of chit chat. And we were getting our meetings done like in just over an hour because we were just flying through everything and everyone. Now, that was one issue we had. The other issue we had was when we did start getting new members to join our club, I noticed that they were not progressing in the same way and speed that they would have had it been an in-person meeting. So, and the problem was happening was that when you have an in-person meeting and you have a new person and they, let's say they're doing the timer role or the all counter role, what happens? You just kind of lean over and explain, oh, this is how you do this role and this is how you do that. Well, that doesn't happen on the online meetings. There's no opportunity to just to kind of lean over and help the new person along. So we decided to create something called the New Member Bootcamp. And we took all of our new members and we brought them together for 1 2-hour meeting. And we trained them in a variety of things. And I'll go over that in a minute. So our goals, camaraderie. Again, you have to look at it from the perspective of the new member. When you join a new club on an online format, it's impossible. When you look around at all those faces on the Zoom screen, it's impossible to tell who's a veteran and who's a new person. Who's the person that started the week before you? You don't know. So we brought all of the new members together into one room so that they could eyeball each other and start creating that camaraderie, start creating that friendship, and start creating that new group that's coming up. We did very specific training, which I'll get to next. And this was an opportunity for our middling members to grow and shine. The only people that we did not have any veterans giving the boot camp presentation. We only used members who had been in the club for less than a year. And the reason why was, number one, I was running it, and I was a new member, so that's why. But two, I wanted members who still remembered what it was like to struggle being a new Toastmaster. Toastmasters is huge, it's complicated, it's confusing, and it's only when you've been in the program for over a year that you start to kind of put everything together. So we purposely picked people who were just freshly out of being new so that they could give a realistic perspective of what the new person really needed to learn. Okay, now these are the specific skills we went through. One of them was turbo-based. Now I was asked to put this in because a lot of the other clubs don't use turbo-based, and I just wanted to show how incredibly easy it is to look and to plan things out. So the first thing I see that our meeting coming up on the 9th, I still don't have a meeting theme, which is one of the things that I really don't like doing. So I'm gonna have to go back and fix that. 2, I can also see right now I don't have a general evaluator and I don't have a table topics evaluator. So I need to put out an email to my membership saying, okay, step up, let's go, let's fill up some of these roles. We also did a quick presentation on how to use Zoom, how to do the backgrounds, how to use the timer lights, how to share your screen, how to move your screen around. And that really paid off in spades. Now, this might seem obvious, but teaching someone how to use Pathways was so valuable. A lot of our new members were making all kinds of mistakes in Pathways. One of our members, she completed her level 1 in about 4 hours. She just went through each and every single one of them, complete, and then sent me a thing saying, okay, Allison, I'm ready to complete level 1. She'd never even done her icebreaker speech. So that was a clue to me that, all right, we needed to go through the Pathway system. And also when you launch your project, a lot of the information on those boxes on the inside, it's not intuitive. So we did a full presentation on how to use Pathways. We also went through all the meeting roles, and this might sound obvious, but again, in the online environment, it's not obvious to the new member. So we broke out the roles. What were the easy or the beginner roles, like the awe counter and the grammarian? What were the middle roles? Like, they could take on the evaluation or be the chairperson. And then they could work their way up to being Toastmaster, general evaluator, that type of thing. Now, the results of our first boot camp was that every single new member had signed up for Pathways and had booked and delivered their icebreaker speech within 3 weeks of having this, of doing this presentation, which was huge. I went from months having no movement to having everybody up trained and moving forward within a few weeks. So that small 2-hour commitment paid off for us in the long run. 2, I had all of our new members, they were on it. They were on Turbo Base. They were signing up for roles so much, so quickly that our veterans weren't getting the role. So now everybody started going on to Turbo Base and signing up, to the point where before, you know, none of our roles were filled up prior to the meeting, and our chairperson had to go, okay, who wants to be the quiz master? To the point where 100% of our roles were filled up before the meeting started, and that's probably 80 to 85% of our meetings now. So a little bit of training investment pays off big time on our weekly meetings. Now, you might be saying, well, that's a great idea, Allison, but I only have 1 or 2 new members. It doesn't make sense for me to run a whole boot camp. Well, talk to your area director. Why not everybody, or join a couple areas together? Why not do 1 boot camp and everybody can send their new people and get everybody trained at once? Now, I will confess that when Christina originally phoned me, it was supposed to be to do the new member boot camp, but then she switched it up and said, Allison, well, I want your club to do this one instead. So we're still looking at doing a bigger new member boot camp. If we get enough interest and people want to send their new members to it, that would be absolutely great. We would love to do that. All right, now I'm going to stop sharing my screen because that is the end of my presentation. I'm just going to check in with Carson. Are we doing good, Carson? I don't need to ask for any questions. Okay, so now I would like to invite our 2 new members, Andrea and Gotam, to please turn on your video so that we can see you. All right. And Andrea, if you want to unmute yourself, please. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alison.
So thank you both for joining us. Andrea has been with us about 6 months, I'm thinking, and Andrea has gone through the new member boot camp. And Gotam is brand new to us. He's not been through the new member boot camp. So welcome, 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 both of you. Now I'm going to make it easy for our new members. We're going to do a little question and answer period. We'll start with Andrea. When you first contacted Pacesetters, did you receive the welcome email? And if so, what did you think of it?
Thank you, Alison, and good evening, everyone. Yes, indeed. When I first joined the Pacesetter, or I was interested in Pacesetter, I received an email with a lot of information, and I had plenty of questions. So I sent emails back, and Alec was kind enough to reply to me in maximum like a day or 2. So I find it now efficient. I wouldn't forget about it. And also he directed me to other people that I wanted to, or I needed to come in contact to, you know, like paying fees or explain, you know, the turbo base or other things. So I found it really efficient, and I enjoyed all the information that I got in that first email.
Great. Thank you very much, Andrea. Gotam, my question for you is, did you contact other clubs? Did you visit any clubs? And how did that go?
Yeah, before Pacesetter, hi everyone, I'm Gautam. Yeah, before I joined the Pacesetter, I contact one more Toastmaster club, and I joined one time to see how their meeting goes, how the group is. Then I joined the Pacesetter. The things when I joined the Pacesetter, I immediately liked the group. I don't know why, but it makes me feel comfortable, and I like the group. And I decided to join this group. Thank you.
Okay. Andrea, when you were here as a guest, were you made to feel welcome? And if so, how did that manifest and how did that make you feel?
Thank you, Alison. First time I joined as a guest, or even before that, I want to mention that I messaged via Facebook, and I received a reply like almost instantly, to tell me when to join, to send me the link for the Zoom. And then when I joined for the first meeting as a guest, I was welcomed not only by the chairperson, but also by the members in their introductions, also in private messages. And at the end of the meeting, I was asked questions. I felt like I'm included. I'm a part of the team right from the get-go. So it made me feel like I belong, that I found the people, my tribe, the people I was looking for. Thank you, Alison.
Thank you very much, Andrea. Go Tam. Let me see here. Were you, after you joined Toastmasters and Pacesetters, were you assigned a mentor? And if so, how is that relationship going?
Yeah, once I joined Pacesetters, I got a mentor. We used to talk internally, and sometimes we discuss about the program and discuss what I need help. And especially, I was encouraged by to participate in various roles in the Toastmaster, because I'm not the guy to go in the meeting or go in the group and talk. Just stay alone and stay in corner. But I was encouraged to go, and I'm slowly participating in the team. I'm slowly coming up. Thank you.
Yeah, I think we're all going to give Gotam a round of applause. He has done so well. He's only been with our club for a few weeks, and he is taking on roles every week. He's participating, and we're just so pleased with how much he's progressing. So way to go, Gotam. You're being very brave, and thank you so much for joining us here tonight. So Andrea, you did go through the boot camp process. How was that for you? And how was it before you, before the boot, did it clear up some mysteries? How has it made your transition to being a full-fledged Toastmaster easier?
Oh, boot camp, I just loved it, I think someone was mentioning in the chat tonight how overwhelming pathways can be. And that was my experience. You just joined this club, you're so excited that then you get hundreds of information written, and then you do not know how to put the pieces together. And the boot camp just helped me not only to clarify where to go and how to join TurboBase and how to register for pathways and what are the next steps, but also helped me find out who else is like me, to find out those connections in the group that I just joined. So now I knew that, okay, I'm not the only one who's new, who doesn't know anything about this. So it helped me feel included and helped me also connect and network with other members. So it was an extra chance for me to do that. And this is something I like about the club.
Okay.
Thank you, Alison.
Thank you. So now this is a question for both of you. Is there something that, as Pacesetters, is there something that we've missed? Is there something that we haven't done? Is there some sort of help that you would need? What is like some general, anything we could improve upon?
If I may answer, for me, it's like Pacesetter, it's like Hotel California. I like to say it. You can go anytime you want, but you can never leave. Not because I can never leave because I don't want to. People are so welcoming and so supportive. Always pushing. I see like we're pushing each other to become better, to improve. And it's not about necessarily the goal. It's about the journey, the process of what we learn and what to improve from one day to another. And going back to what Alison was asking, it has been an honor to be part of it. To be part of it. Sorry, I'm emotional tonight.
Wow, I am just okay. So this is like table topics on steroids for both of these members, and they are just nailing it. Go Tam, any final points or anything you want to talk about? Anything you'd like to address before we open it up to general comments?
Thank you for Alice. Yeah, supporting me and bringing me here, because otherwise I won't come here and speak in the so huge mouse. And slowly I'm being encouraged, and I'm feeling a bit comfortable with the group. And my fearness, I'm trying to control my fear and slightly diminishing. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, thanks very much. Thank you very much, both of you, for joining, Pace Setters, but also for joining us here tonight and giving that perspective from the new member view. Now, I would like to ask our Sergeant Arms Carson to now join us. Carson has been collecting your questions, and he's going to throw them out now, and the various members were going to answer them. So if everyone from Pace Setters can turn your monitors back on, your video back on, and yeah, YouTube, the guest, like Gotam as well, turn your video back on, and Carson's going to throw out some questions for us. So please keep going. If you have more questions, keep them coming, please.
All right, thank you to everyone who participated in our questionnaire. So we're going to get started. Before I begin, Natasha unfortunately had something urgent come up, so she had to leave. If any current members that are still here cannot answer these questions, I will email her and she will email me back the answers. So we will get a response from our VPPR, just not tonight. So I apologize for that. Anyways, we will move on to our first question of the night. They were asked by two different individuals, Simon Brandt and Grace Wang, respectively. Were all your members in favor of being recorded and uploaded to social media? Do you require members' consent to share meeting photos on social media?
Natasha, that's for you.
Oh, she's still here.
Yeah, she invested one that left.
It was
Yeah,
it was
sorry.
Grace. Oh.
Nope. Carson, I messed you up. I did. So thank you for asking my questions first. I'll try to answer them before I have to jet. So thank you. You're fantastic, Sergeant Arms, as per usual. So when we were meeting in person, we did have a FOIP form that we would get everyone to sign, knowing that I could have freedom to publish their pictures or names wherever we wanted. Virtual, we've been a little slower, but we do get verbal confirmation every meeting that we take pictures or recordings on. And then from the YouTube page, we keep whole speeches recorded there, and only if members want those public do we put those on the YouTube page. So it is lots of communication back and forth to make sure we have the okay.
Thank you, Natasha. Oh, and just a reminder to my fellow colleagues at Pace Setters to try and keep the answers as brief as possible, just so we can get out of here at a decent time. Just like Natasha did, that was perfect. All right, so carrying on with the social media related questions. Ruby Gunna, I apologize if I mispronounced the name, asked several questions. First one is, how does multiple linking work? Could you please explain?
Yeah. So it'll probably be best if I share my Facebook page. I'll try to do that quickly. So you should be able to see our YouTube page here, Ruby. And there's always a share button on YouTube. So I just copy that link. And then when I go to make a post, I just paste that post. So an easy way is to highlight it and Control C for copy and then Control V for paste. And you can do that through YouTube, the website, really any platform, just copying the link.
Okay, thank you. How do you come up with content and ideas on what to post?
Like I said in the speech, lots of snooping and stealing ideas from other great people out there. So exposure.
Next question. Can you make a club Facebook page when you already have a personal Facebook page? Do you have it as a public page so anyone can see it?
Yeah, I hope you're still seeing my own Facebook page. So this is my personal account. And when I click my name, or actually this little arrow, account, if you saw that, the upper right hand side. Oh, what am I doing now? Okay, sorry. The little plus next to your name. So I advise you to do this on like your desktop or PC rather than the app. And then there's a whole list and you can click page down here and then just follow the steps. It's very straightforward, but this will be public. And after you create the page, you can make other people editors. So you could have 3 people in charge of it, 4, 10, the limits is endless. But yeah, you can have separate pages.
Okay, thanks, Natasha. I believe that's it for the social media related questions. Actually, there might be one more. Christy Edwards asked, how do you feel about meetups? I believe that was asked during your presentation.
Yep, I have heard great things. I have no experience, so I'd be interested to hear, Christy. Or if anyone else in the meeting has an opinion. But I've heard good things, but no experience.
Actually, if I can jump in, we do have a meetup page, and I think Brenda, I'm not sure if she's here at the meeting. She's the one that's taking care of District 42 meetup groups or clubs, and she's the one that invited us. We don't use it much, or not at all, but we did start.
Perfect. I'll look into that. Thanks, Vesna.
Okay, thanks for that, guys. Dan Lee asked, is it possible that we could get a copy of the PowerPoint presentations? I was wondering if we could be able to share it with our areas.
Absolutely. So we didn't put together our presentations beforehand, but definitely that's something that we can do now that everyone's done and all the presentations are. Natasha is a vet and she's out of town a lot. So this is just, we've just going to pull it together. So after this meeting, we can definitely pull together the presentation slides and provide that to Marcy or whoever who has the list, or we can send it out somehow.
Thank you, Allison. Ruby gonna ask another really good question. What ways does Pace Setters motivate clubs to, what ways does Pace Setters motivate members to try more complex roles as opposed to simple roles such as grammarian and timer?
Well, I'm very direct. When I did my, what type of communicator are you? I came up with direct communicator, like 90%. So I ask people to take on new roles. If I see that they're, just swimming around in Counter and grammarian, I'm like, okay, Andrea, it's time for you to move on. The other thing that I do to encourage people to take on new roles is when I do the agenda at the end of the meeting, I say, all right, who has never done chairperson role? And you want to know what I found out? One of our members, Rocio, who's been a member for like 7 years, had never been the chairperson. And so she put up her hand and said, I will be the chairperson. So who's never done this role before? Put your hand up, get in there and do it.
Thank you, Allison, for that. A couple guests are unfamiliar with Turbo Base. They would want just a little bit more elaboration and are curious what it's like compared to Easy Speak.
I have never used Easy Speak. We use Turbo Base. So unless there's someone else that has been in the club longer than me.
I can talk about Turbo Base. So I can share my screen as well so you can see. And just give me a second. Okay, so Turbo Base is made for Toastmasters and it's very easy to use. Once you set up your club, you can enter your members, and you have a whole list of our members. Where you put in the emails, put the phone numbers if they want to put them in, and after our VP Ed schedules a meeting, everybody can sign up for a role. You just click on modify and you go into the meeting and it will give you an option to sign for any roles. So very easy to use. The only thing with Turbo Base, it doesn't really keep track of all the the progress the members are making. So Easy Speak and what is the other one now? They actually keep track of the speeches, the advancement in Toastmasters. So this one's easy to use for new members. The other two are more complex, but they do more things. Back to you,
And
Carson.
as Sergeant at Arms, I'll also just specify to piggyback off that, it is a very easy system to use. When, believe it or not, despite my young appearance, I'm very anti-technology, and I was not interested in using TurboBase at all to sign up for roles. So for the longest time, I never used TurboBase. I just made sure I picked a role at the end of the previous meeting. But then eventually I came to a point where I had to use it, and it was really, really easy. So if you want something that's really easy to understand and quick to use, I highly recommend TurboBase for your club. So moving on to more questions. Marta asked, what about the FTH website? Have we used that? I don't know what FTH stands for. Maybe my colleagues can elaborate.
So that is the free Toast host, and it's what Vesna was just talking about, that there's Easy Speak and the free Toast host. So we can skip past that.
We would never use that. I think we're registered for Easy Speak, but we don't really use it. So we made it easy for our VP Ed and for our members. Sign up for a role on your own, and we don't get too complicated.
Excellent. Shelley Hoy asked, what do you count as a renewal, 6 months or annually?
6 months.
Okay, not a whole lot of questions left. Marta asked, how long do you wait to do a new member boot camp? After 5 members join, or is there kind of a timeline?
Okay, so we've only done this once. So what I ended up with, I think I had 6 or 7 new members. And so I was just, all right, it's time. Right now, I only have, I think, 2 new members. And so I would like to run the program again for these 2 new members, but I would like to join up with some other clubs and run it again. So I would like it, ideally, in my mind, I would like to have 1 in the spring, 1 in the fall, and just catch all those new members. And so when I did my initial boot camp, I went back to members that had been with the club already 6 months, and I included them in the boot camp just to make sure that nothing was missed. And that was very valuable. So don't just take like the new members, but take people who have been there, 6, 8, almost a year.
Thanks, Allison. We have 1 question left, and I think it's a very good question. And I'm going to challenge all of my colleagues to answer this question very quickly. What is the single strongest feature of your club? I can start if you guys want. I believe that our strongest asset to our club is our multicultural group. We have so many people from so many parts of the world, and all over the country. We speak 22 different languages. And being a young individual myself, only 25 years of age, that multiculturalism is the biggest reason why there's a lot of reasons I keep coming to Pacesetters, don't get me wrong, but one of the biggest reasons by far is being able to hear all of the cultural backgrounds and perspectives from all of our fellow club members. And I absolutely love that. And it's honestly changed my worldview in so many ways.
If I can jump in, I would like to say that I like commitment from our members. Commitment from the members and executive board is to die for. Like, you have skills, everybody has different skills, so we all mesh well together. So commitment is one of the biggest things in our club.
To follow up with Vesna, I would say commitment to learn together, to learn from one another, and to help one another. It goes both ways. We help in and we receive the help and the support we need to grow together.
I think, as I mentioned in my little talk, that having dynamic leaders, we have a real good group of dynamic leaders. And I think that is really why we're successful. People are committed, they show up, they go the extra mile. That helps us succeed.
I second everything what you said. Plus, one big thing we have in our club, the wide age range from 25 to 70s. This is incredible, and we all get along. We can work together. So thank you for all of you.
Okay, was that all the questions, Carson, or is there some more?
That was all the ones that I caught. If anyone that is present at this meeting, if you asked a question and you didn't hear me ask it, please, I apologize first of all, and please throw it in the chat and I'll ask it right now.
Hey, Carson, I have a question, and is it okay if I use a verbal question?
Sure.
So my question to Allison is this: we just had the open house season, so all clubs have more than 0 or some integer number of new members. First question, how can we help if you don't have enough bodies to run the next boot camp? And when can we send our new recruits to the next boot camp? So,
Okay, so I'm gonna put our area director, Irma, and Ruby, if she's still here. I'm gonna put 2 of those area directors on the stage right now, because I really think that this would be a great initiative on the area level. And so those are 2 area directors that I work with and we've been talking with. So I think if we can get those 2 areas going, then we can slingshot that to all the other areas. And there's 2 ways of doing this. One, each area can run their own, or we can make it work. So please contact the area director, whoever that is, and let's get the area directors talking and come up with a schedule that makes sense for the different clubs. Let's get as many people as we can trained and successful.
We have another question by Jonathan Straub. He asked, do you always offer guests to join during or after the first meeting? And if they aren't sure, do you welcome them back as a guest multiple times?
Yeah, our normal practice is to invite people for 3 meetings. And we say, if you come to 3 meetings, you should be in a position to decide. You can carry on with more meetings as a guest, but very seldom happens. People do make a decision.
Thank you, everyone that participated in our Q&A session. I don't see any more, and we are at 9 o'clock. So
Actually, before everybody goes, we were talking about a picture. I'm a nut with pictures all the time. I take pictures everywhere, and we do actually ask people if they want to be on Facebook or on our social media before we post things, as well as the videos. So no worries there. If you don't want to be on a picture, that's fine. So I would like to ask everyone to turn their videos on. I don't know if host allows it or not.
Yep.
But before, I think we have a few screens, so we might have to do a couple of pictures. Okay, let's fill up one page and then we'll go to the next one. Okay, so smile, look at the camera. Okay, I'll wait a little more. We have Marcy, Katrina, Ron, Lynn, and Marta and Ruby. You guys want to turn your videos on? Oops. Okay. Come on, friendly people. Marta and Ron. Yes, no, maybe. Okay. Well, I'm taking pictures. I'll Photoshop you in after. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Let's look at the camera, smile, and cheese. And let's do one page. I will go to the next one. Just give me a second. Save one. And let's go to next one. Okay, so we're on the second page. Let's try Vicky, Carol, Brian, Grace, Ksenia, Daisy, Jonathan. Can you turn your cameras on? Sorry, I'm turning it to Allison right now. I'm the boss lady.
Nothing wrong with being a direct communicator, Vesna.
I know. And I actually, it was the leadership project. It wasn't communication.
Oh.
Okay, that's okay. Okay, cheese, guys. 1, 2, 3, and cheese. We'll try to make this work. Okay, and we have another, no, we have 2 pages. So great job, guys. I appreciate everyone coming tonight. I hope you took some tips and that some of this will help your clubs flourish and become example for other clubs. And I'm gonna leave it back to Allison.
Okay, thanks very much, everybody. If I understand it's 9 p.m., you need to go. Go ahead and log off. If you want to stick around and ask some more questions, you're more than welcome. We're gonna be here for another few minutes. But again, thank you so much to everyone who made this happen. We couldn't have made it happen unless you guys took the time to show up. So well done, Toastmasters for the District 42.
I just wanted, before everybody leaves, Allison and Pacesetters, what an outstanding workshop, probably one of the best chunks of 2 hours I've ever seen, and valuable information for so many of our club members. Thank you for all your work. Thank you for your wonderful example. And I look forward to coming to one of your boot camps with all our new members. This has been absolutely beyond our wildest dreams. Thank you so much.
Thanks for hosting, guys. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Thanks so much, everyone.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yes.
Your turbo bass, if I Google turbo bass, will I find it?
I did put it in a chat link, but it is turbobase.com, so very easy.
Okay.
I did put it in chat. I can put it back again. And
I just didn't see it, but if I can, if I know I'll find it on Google, I'm good.
here, I'll put it quickly in the chat and
Okay.
copy it again.
Thank you. Also, I put my email address in the chat for Allison. I think it was you who was talking about the new member boot camp. I would like to help with that, and also send some of my healthy living members to that.
Okay, so Emma, I missed your email. So probably the best is either contact your area director or go through the Pacesetters website and just send a note that way. Okay. I don't have your.
That's okay. I know Irma, so I will contact Irma.
Okay, well, if you know Irma, then you're in like Flynn.
All right. And I will check out all your website and your Facebook page and all that stuff too. So I'm sure I'll be able to track you guys down.
Thank you so much, Emma. Appreciate your support.
Thank you. This was great. Thank you so much. And Christina, just so you know, some of the A10 members did attend tonight, so yay.
And I just want to say kudos to all of you, and I appreciate the interaction at the end and getting the questions answered. I know that it's great even in a regular meeting. And I was looking at Facebook actually probably today, and I saw that Catherine Secundiak is going to be our Region 4 director.
Yes.
So if you know her, yeah, congratulations. And I think we're going to have a great end of the term and beginning as well. I'm hoping to see you again.
Well, you know what? If you guys want to visit our club, just let us know. We can send you a link and you guys can come and actually enjoy the meeting with us. So don't be shy. Send us emails either through Irma or somebody else or on our Facebook page. Just text us messages and we'll send you a link so you can actually see us in action.
Yeah, and we do have training as well coming up for the FTH website. So if anyone wants to understand or even know what it's about, it's tomorrow at 2 o'clock. This is CST and MST is 1 o'clock. And it's, again, like it's similar, it's pretty interactive, but we're gonna let people, we're gonna go through the FTH a bit more and explain, and it's also combined with the pathways. So if that's something you'd like to see, then I will add the calendar, and then you could have a see your meeting. So I put my email, and you can send me the link to your page.
And is there any other questions?
No, I've been looking. I haven't seen anything.
Okay, guys,
Just a bunch of compliments though.
Yeah, you guys have done awesome. This was brilliant.
I'm copying all the comments and questions and stuff, and we might have that as our testimonial part of our website. So I hope
Now you know how to save the chat, right?
I copy the chat. So
But you can just save the whole thing.
Yeah,
What are the three dots?
it's been saved, Christina.
You got it? Yeah, I'm doing the same.
Right. Okay, now I learned something. Thank you, Christina.
I think we need a blog about this event, and some of the quotes from that would be amazing. So if Pacesetters wants to take that on, we would love to publish this soon.
Because you know, Christina always has another to-do item for you guys.
That's why I said
somebody else can write
I
it.
didn't hear this. So before the meeting started, I said to Christina, lose my number.
Oh, it's all over my board. Don't forget
Somebody
to call
disconnect her. Disconnect her.
I'm gonna block you.
It was unbelievable, Allison. I knew it would be top notch, but you like raised the bar beyond. The Pacesetters has made us so proud. I wish every member could have been here tonight. We had over 80, and that's amazing. We had 79 people still on at 5 to 9. Like, congratulations. You held their attention. You gave absolutely valuable information. Probably one of the best training sessions ever. You are probably going to get.
Don't forget, Christina, area D23. Don't forget.
My area too, Irma.
I see you, Irma.
It was fantastic.
Watching. Thank you so much. You guys did an amazing job. I knew it was going to be top notch. I visited you with your contest as well. It was well run, and I'm always happy to be with you guys. And now that I'm a movie star, thank you to Vesna. Come on, I can start. You know, I might have to raise my fee now because I am your agent, Pacesetters, but you are my agent. So we need to start, you know, we need to raise that fee. Come on, this is serious stuff now.
So, you know what? We did not pay Irma to say that.